What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports here to give you a 5 flex prize picks slip, give you my top overall 5 favorite plays by comparing market data directly to prize picks projections. Why do we do this? It's called plus EV betting, and plus EV betting in a nutshell is taking the discrepancy, comparing different market values directly to prize picks, because as we know, Prizepicks DFS and other DFS sites, they tend to take a long time to update their lines. There's a little bit of lag behind the market when it comes to betting. And the reason for that is because, one, you have to parlay all your plays together on Prizepicks or and other DFS sites. At least that's what a lot of DFS sites do. So you not only have to find one good play on Prizepicks, you also have to find 2, 3, 4, 5 to put together a slip. Whereas on the sports books, you can enter straight bets and the market moves a lot more efficiently, a lot faster. So for that reason, you know, DFS or sports books like Pinnacle, like DraftKings, like Barstool, they're able to adjust their lines when the sharp money comes in a lot faster. So what we do, we compare major sports books lines directly to prize picks, and we see what picks lag behind on prize picks. It's really that simple. So as you can see here, we're going to start from the very top. It looks like Alex Touch here is set to 2.5 shots on goal with slight juice across all sports books here on the under on 2.5. So what you're seeing here, minus 108 Pinnacle line, one of the sharpest sports book in the entire world, set to 2.5. We have DraftKings with slight juice on the under. We even have Betano, B-E-T-A-N-O. Don't know how you pronounce that. It's a Canadian sports book. Set to plus money here at 2.5. Regardless, as you can see, when you're comparing this line directly to prize picks, it's 0.5 higher. And this means you're just getting a 0.5 buffer here off an even line. And when you put 5 picks into a prize pick slip, you're getting it at minus 119 implied odds, which is fan-freaking-tastic when you're comparing directly here to these other sports books, because you're getting a near even line already at 2.5, but you can get that near even line at a 0.5 higher since we're taking the under. That's very beneficial. We know how hard it is to get a shot on goal. That could move the needle a lot. And again, it gives you that push safety as well. So we're going to look up Touch. Set to 3 here. We're going to be taking the under, and that's a great way to start your slip, because again, when you put a 5 flex slip together, each one of these picks come out to minus 119 implied odds when you put together the multipliers here for prize picks. Next pick. So we just released our NBA fantasy score model. So I'm going to show you here 100% odds driven data here, sportsbook line data. So I'm going to show you how to go through here and select fantasy scores. As you can see here, Buddy Hield is set to 27.5 on prize picks. We went ahead and matched that on the sportsbook line, but we're showing what the sportsbook line would put this line at if fantasy score data was available. So I'm going to show you here in a second here to help you better understand this. But on BetMGM, this would be a minus 127 line. And again, these are fair odds percentages. Caesars has a minus 128 line on the under, and Bet365 does as well. And these are approximations. So we're going to head over to the NBA Prize Picks Fantasy Score tab here. And I'm going to show you what Buddy Hield is according to the sportsbooks lines. When you add up all the even lines across his points, rebounds, assists, turnovers, what am I missing? Steals and blocks, you're coming out with a fantasy score projection across these books. And all we're doing is we're popping in these near even lines to this calculator, the NBA scoring chart for fantasy scores for prize picks. And it helps us get a projection. So when we put all those into our calculator, we're getting a 25.1 projection on BetMGM. On Caesars, a 25 projection. Same thing with Bet365. So exact 25 projection. It looks like, according to all the sportsbooks lines, he should be set to 25 fantasy points, and on prize picks, he's set to 27.5. So that's a full 2.5 fantasy score discrepancy, which is why, if we head back to our prize picks optimizer, why we're showing slight juice on the under, because that projected value on the sportsbooks is lower than his fantasy score projection at 27.5. We're showing it a different way here on the front end. We're giving it a 56.2% chance here to hit the under. So another fantastic edge here for a 5-man flex. We're going to go ahead and put Hield into our 5 flex, and we're getting him at minus 119 implied odds. Again, fair odds of minus 128 according to the books, but implied odds of minus 119. It's just overall better value when you hit the under here on Buddy Hield's fantasy score. And also, it kind of makes sense because his PRA is set to 22.5, but his fantasy score is set to 27.5. And we know that Buddy Hield, yeah, he gets assists and rebounds occasionally, but he's mainly a scorer. So to see a 5-point discrepancy here between his lines looks fantastic. So the under on Buddy Hield's fantasy score looks very, very good. Next pick we're looking at here is going to be Connor McDavid. Yes, he did very well the other night Looks like the under in shots on goal. His sportsbook line is directly matched to 4.5. Average odds of minus 146 across all books, minus 163, one of the sharpest sports books in the entire world, and heavier juice across all books. So really like this one to go into a 5 flex as well, giving it a 55.8% chance to hit the under. Heading back to NHL here, we're going to go ahead and put McDavid in, under 4.5 shots on goal, and then Malkin looks like another direct match here, 2.5 on Prizepicks, also 2.5 on Sportsbooks lines. Minus 148 juice on Pinnacle, minus 145. Heavier juice here on Barstool. Looks like these two actually agree. Bovada, another very sharp sportsbook, minus 145. Bet 365. Anyway, you guys get the point here. We're going to go ahead and put Malkin under as well at 3.5, or 2.5 rather. And I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. This is an over. So we're going to hit the over at 2.5 because all the books have slight juice on the over. Last but not least, we have Kemp. I think that's how you say his last name. Same exact situation here as Touch. Looks like you get a 0.5 buffer. However, the lines aren't as good. Still a near even line. 0.5 buffer here on Kemp. It looks like this is a 4+1 NBA slip. So we're going to go ahead and search up Kemp, hit the under on the shots on goal. And that is how you do 5 flex slips, by comparing market data. And all we are essentially doing is grabbing the value where we can. And in this exact example, we're grabbing it on Prizepicks just by comparing all these sportsbooks lines. And if you do this long term, you're going to gain an edge, because all you're doing at the end of the day is that you're trusting these sportsbooks lines, these millions and millions of dollars poured into these projections, these models, these simulations on the sportsbooks lines, and then directly comparing that discrepancy to Prizepicks. And in order to gain an edge for a 5 flex slip, you have to have anything over a 54.34% chance or higher. And I like to take a higher buffer of 55% plus, but that is how you do it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy this content, please do hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and of course, smash that like button for all of our future NBA content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.